Good morning, everybody, or afternoon. A lot of you do this in your own creative time space. So whatever time of day it is, welcome. It's currently 5 degrees here in Park City, Utah. It's freezing cold. And I'm going to talk about planting seeds. Seems a little odd, but it's what's going on energetically. It's a time for us to think about how we can drop in and maybe as we shift into this next sun season, which is now in Aquarius, there will be a shift in your capacity to open up to your own inventive intuition. But there's also some interesting things going on. And really what we're being asked to create and think about is, how do you want to plant the seeds for your future, for future growth, the future growth of your human family? Let's just drop into that and see what comes up for you. What seeds would you like to plant for the future growth of your human family? The people you spend time with day in, day out, whether they're romantic or collaborative on any level. And then that little nuclear family that you have, the people that you really choose to like hitch your cart to, are they lifting you up? And how might you be a source of strength, like a tree? Today we're going to practice tree pose and variations of tree pose and what it means to really let ourselves get earthy. So I've taken a particular mudra. We've worked on it. It's Prativi, where you take ring finger to thumb tip, but I've called upon some even deeper energy, which is I've taken the downward facing triangle. So the other 3 fingers, pinky, middle, index, and then thumb tips come together in a downward point. There's some crazy stuff going on in the world, like crazy. I just can't even believe. I just can't even believe. And I'm sure you have the stuff that has blown your mind and called you to urgency in some way. So if it's gotten a little bit too much, let's not take things too seriously. You can flip your mudra upside down and give yourself a different view. Like, how do I view life from the earth goddess that I am, or God that you are? Let's bring it back down if you want. If you want to stay up there, I love it. Let yourself have fun. What seeds are you planning for the future growth of your human family? And maybe not just your human family, but your 4-legged family. And maybe not just the people that you link arms with day in, day out, but those that you'll never meet. Those that you sometimes find yourself cursing and muttering about underneath your breath. What is our vision, our hope? How are we going to really ground in? So that's the practice of Anusara Yoga. How do we bring ourselves to that place where the heart is in the center yet again? Grounded in the gift of embodiment. Find yourself breathing, and I'm going to ask you to focus on your exhalation. Let your exhalation become interesting, longer, a little more tender. Allow the exhalation to let you soften. Allow your exhalation to allow you to sink downward towards the earth a little bit. Yourself from the hips to your legs. Get a little more rooted. And as you continue to focus on exhalations, find your tailbone. Rock back to your tailbone with your exhale. Now we'll shift the focus to inhalation. And let your inhalation become interesting, a little longer. And notice how that shifted the energetics in your body, in your mind, in your experience. With your inhalation, allow your spine to grow from the root of your hips, from the tailbone up. Let yourself get a little taller with each breath. So the seeds you plant must grow in time. And this is a great time of year. The earth is really in her most quiet place. So let yourself settle into your quiet. And as the energy of the inhale makes its way up your spine to the base of your skull, see if you can align the center of your skull right behind your eyes by pulling the top of your throat below your chin gently back until your ears line up with your shoulders and your shoulders line up with your outer hips. And let that inhale nourish your brain. And then let the inhalation reach up through the crown and into the expansion a few inches above your crown. Let it open like a fountain. And let it rain down around you. With your next inhalation, you can take the mudra that's rooting you down into your hips and call it upright into the heart space. Use a slow inhale like Mercury rising in a thermostat. Hands to heart. What seeds are you planting for the growth of future growth of your human family? How does it begin here with you? Getting grounded and centered, Release your vision through an exhale out the mouth, soft and serenely. So it's not like a huh, it's like a blowing out a candle, making a wish. Gather everything that's risen into the light of your awareness and place it into the seed syllable Om. Deep breath in, full breath out, deep breath in. Release your hands. Softly open your eyes. Let's come to Vrksasana Padottanasana, which is a wide-legged standing forward fold. Take your time. Yourself get grounded through your legs. And I brought you into this shape because you can see both feet. And you may need blocks, or you may need to bend your knees. Try to push the weight more forward so that the balls of your feet are equally weighted relative to the front edge of your heel, right where your ankles crease. That's the front edge of your heel. Give yourself time to be here. So find all the bones in your feet. How many? There's 26 bones in each foot. And then lift and spread your toes, and then set them down, and then lift and spread your toes, and let that strengthen the legs, and set them down, and then lift and spread your toes, and let that strengthen the legs, and keep the strength as you set the toes, and just plant the seeds that, you know, where we grow in to our future collectively, that we do it from just staying grounded and honest in who we are and what matters most. And then start to resource your breath. And as you strengthen the legs from the inner ankles towards the midline between each foot, pull the energy up the leg line. And start to lengthen and lift from the hips, pushing down through your legs. Lengthen, lift your back halfway up. And then fold it back in. And we'll take that really simple, really wide-legged standing forward fold, little flow with the breath, just a few times. Find your fluidity and start to call that energy that is from the tailbone. So the tailbone is active, it's rooting in this forward fold. And the side bodies are lengthening from the hip to the armpit. Every time you lift halfway up, get a little longer. Try to keep the vibrancy in the upper body even as you fold. And then see if you can ignite things all the way from the tail to the crown and from the hips to the feet. And we'll turn to frame your left leg in a lunge. You'll take both blocks with you if you were using them. And in your lunge, pause and feel. Set your foundation and take time. So you want the back leg to be far enough back that the front knee is over your ankle. You know this. Pull the side bodies long as you reach the hips back. Anchor down through right hand and inhale, left arm open in a twist. And then exhale it down. Push down into the earth, feel your feet, plant the seeds, keep the gaze down and try to stack right shoulder under left shoulder and then turn the gaze up towards future. So we'll do that one more time. Pull the legs from the feet up into the hips, root from the hips to the feet. Keep the gaze down on the earth, turning from right to left around your spine. And then the gaze, even the eyes turn from right to left. Inhale, unwind, step forward. Standing forward fold. Let go of anything you're holding on to that's standing in the way of being grounded in your body, open in your heart, and visionary in your mind. Inhale, halfway up, stepping left foot back, find your lunge. If you're using blocks, give yourself permission. If you don't need the blocks, that's great. How can you refine your shape? So you want the hips to stay as square as you possibly can. That means wrap the left hip forward and pull the right hip back. Anchor yourself down through the legs. And the first one, we'll just use the exhale and open up. No big deal. And then inhale your way out. Second one, magnetize the legs and then keep the gaze down and see if you can stack left shoulder under right. Marcy, switch leg or switch arms. There you go, honey. Inhale, unwind. And so we're twisting towards the front leg. There you go. And unwind it. Please step back, downward dog. And give yourself time to find feet active, legs strong. And then honor how hands are like feet and arms are like legs in downward dog. So root yourself down. Deepen your breath. Standing forward fold. All the way up to Vrksasana, arms overhead, reach up. Active feet, steady shins, keeping the thighs back, anchor the tailbone, and then draw the hands down. And as you root from the hips to the feet, lift up. Pull yourself up into your heart space. Bending the knees, chair pose. Deep breath in here. Please lift right heel, step it back. Open up warrior two. Figure out your stance. Sink yourself down. So just keep the gaze more downward to start. Soften in the upper body, strengthen in the lower body. As you pull your hands to heart center, what is your wish, your vision? And then transition in that way. So mindful placement, warrior two, side two. And then open it up. Let your feet hold you. Try to spread even the baby toes up and wide. Pull the hands to heart, keeping the gaze down. Wide-legged. Good job, arms wide. Push down through the balls of your feet. Turn the heels in, knees out. Core strong, tailbone down. Good job. Push down through the balls of your feet. Use inner spiral from big toe. X marks the spot to baby to outer heel and open the legs. There you go. Now more from baby toe to inner ankle. Turn the heels in, knees out, tailbone down. One more time. Big toe to outer heel. hold the power inside and pull that all the way up into the root. And then from the hips, push it back down, lift up. One more time, baby toe to inner ankle. Heels in, knees out. Hands to thighs, dip it down. Dip it down. Give yourself a little leg pump in between. Shorten the stance, but don't close it all the way. And then stand up tall, feet like mountain pose, arms nice and wide. Use your left arm and your left leg, and the right arm and right leg are going to pull to center. And then step it back. And pull to center. And step it back. And as you pull to center, root down, inside seam of the leg, all the way through from the heart to the earth. And then see if that leg can start to float. So how do you stay super grounded? Use your breath. Good job. Ground it down. Ujjayi breath. And narrow but wide. Narrow but wide stance. Arms wide. We're going to go to the right leg, core, ground it down. Use your breath. Which phase of the breath is going to help you most? And then maybe start to float. Good job. Nice. One more. Awesome. Pull it in. Tadasana. So I often do teach tree pose with one hand remaining on the sternum, the thumb to the sternum. So you'll take that left hand to the sternum, right hand to the knee. Because you want to know where you are. Let your heart ground you. Let your hips hold you. And find your balance here. Then tree pose. Find your balance here. All the way down to the earth. And then back up to the heart. One of the things that I learned from one of my primary teachers of non-dual tantric philosophy, Christopher Wallace Harish, is that in the tantric yogic practice, we can shapeshift the elements that are associated with the chakras. We can telescope and lift them or move them and place them. So a lot of us right now need a lot of earth energy in the heart. Think of that. How are you going to stabilize how you care for your human family. Even when it feels like the foundations that support our human family are being executively ordered into oblivion. And release. Notice that that leg is tired, that foot is tired, and it's going to be that way. It's going to be, yeah, we've got a road ahead. So we're planting seeds for future. Let yourself anchor down, deepen the breath, lift yourself up, drop it into the heart. Right hand stays to sternum, and guess what? Sternum lifts as the hips root. Hold the knee. Find inner knee to big toe to inner knee to inner groin to upper psoas, and then tree. Steady down. Use that hand that's holding your ankle. You can even point the index finger down, the air finger down. Push the leg into your foot. And when you feel really steady there, call that up. And receive. When I was a beginner yogi, this pose was impossible for me. I could not do this pose. 1997. Hold the pose, deepen your breath. Beautiful. Unwind it. I love that. I love how there was a couple of expressions of tree pose that had both feet planted. Yeah, thank you for grounding yourself. Reach up, touch the sky. Anchor down into your body as you fold. Open your heart. Step to plank. Bend your knees. Reach from the heart through the hands, pressing the hips back and wide. Please bring your feet all the way together until your knees and your ankles touch. Anchor down from the shoulder blades through the arms to the index finger and thumb. Squeeze your ankles in and press the knees wide. Use your glutes if you can to open the knees. And let this seat you in your heart, ground you in your body. And regular dog, right leg high. Open up, stack your hips. Square it up, stepping right foot outside the wrist. Twisted lunge. Inhale, plank. Feet together, dog. Bend the knees, wide, dog. Like you're riding an elephant. And pull in. Ooh. Left leg up. Bend your knee, open up. Step your foot. And then when you're ready, anchor down. What seeds are you planting for the future growth of your human family? Open that up. Step forward. Rise up. Sorry, I'm just letting something subtle that came up for me. Yeah, there's a lot to take in today's landscape. All right. Pick your pose, tree pose, either leg. Start with your fave. And cactus arms. Please remember that tree pose could be with your ball of your foot down in the heel to the inner ankle. And I'm even a supporter of the inner knee pushing to the foot than the foot pushing to the inner knee. But yeah, your favorite tree. And set it down. Give it an open breath. Reach up and ask for guidance, because sometimes we just need to remember there's something more than our individual wish or our aches and our pains. Ask for guidance, call it into the heart, ground it into the body, and switch your sides. Cactus arms when you're ready, if you're ready. Beautiful. And set it down. Come back to Vrksasana, Uttanasana. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, downward dog. One vinyasa of the practice. Lengthen the plank. Lower down. Open your heart. Give it some time. Earthy feet all the way to your toes. Your toenails, what are they doing down there? Push them down. Yeah. That was one of the things I learned when I was going through Anusara certification. I had to watch so many videos of myself teaching. And the camera was from behind the students. And I realized just how people's feet go lax. Pull your inner ankles in, strengthen the inner knees. There you go. Push down more through index finger and thumb. And then lift yourself up through the strength of the earth to your dog. Ah. Please walk forward, standing forward fold. And inhale, reach up. And land it back down. Tree pose with a twist. Your favorite leg first. Find stability in the hips. Twist towards the lifted bent leg around your spine. Keep the gaze forward, forward and down, forward and down, forward and down. Try to line up left shoulder with right shoulder. Inhale, center. And set it down. Yes. So last night I let myself watch a very funny movie. I enjoyed it so much. I laughed out loud so hard. Like I haven't done that for a long time. And then I was like, oh, I'll just check in with Instagram. And I was having a good old time on Instagram until I saw a reel. And it just, this particular reel brought me to tears, like hardcore, like ache for humanity tears. It did what it was supposed to do. And so, can you handle all the bigness, the twists, the turns, the good, the bad, and stay grounded in your body, grounded in what matters? So as you're ready, you'll turn towards the lifted leg, but stay really anchored in who you are. And back to center. Good job. Celebrate what happened, what went right. Honor it as you bow. Side body's long. And sometimes crying our eyes out is a really good thing, because that one reel on that brought me to such tears also brought me into great appreciation for one of the most important people in my life who passed away recently. And I got to grieve a little more of that and open up a little more space in my heart. So let yourself laugh, let yourself cry, let yourself get real with what's going on in the world, stay grounded. But what do you want to show up for, and how? Take that with you into the little seed pose called child's pose, all the way down. Let your hands reach back to touch the soles of your feet. Let your heart space open on the back as your shoulders drape forward. Let out a deep sigh. And then find fluidity in your breath here. Nurture the seeds that you want to grow. Just bring your hands forward to spider arms. Lift yourself up. We're going to end our practice in an unusual way today, and it's Viparini Karini, legs up the wall pose. And I'm actually going to let you stay there as long as you want. So I won't be bringing you out. And one of the ways to do Viparini Karini is you can take a blanket, put it up to the wall. You don't need a blanket. You don't need a wall. You can use a couch. You can put your legs up on the couch cushion. It's good enough, or up the wall in your bed, for all I care. Or no, I do that often. And you want to start as close to whatever surface you're going to trust. Like, let yourself get your hips right up next to it. And then take your time and let yourself settle here. So take your time, find your support. A wall, a couch, a bed. And as you start to sink in and find Viparini Karini, let your hands rest on your belly or on your heart space, or one on each. What feels right to you, check it out, see what your body wants. And I'm going to be with you for at least the next 5 minutes, so I will hold you accountable to a nice long hold in this pose. And I'll hold space for you from afar, forever and always. And I'm going to invite you to focus on your exhales and let this posture be a symbolic offering to that which you're ready to release. This pose is fabulous for draining the energy and the blood from the feet and the legs, and allowing the heart to be deeply nourished because it doesn't have to work. So it's a restorative inversion. Focus on the exhale. Feel the weight of your hips and your legs. The bones in your hips and your ribs, your shoulders and your arms and your skull. All the parts of you that get to touch the earth right now, whether it's 3 flights down or just below you. Let yourself sink all the way down to the earth. And call upon one of your most trusted skills to soften your mind, the space behind your eyes and between your ears, and just let your ears melt, let your body release. What seeds are you planting for the future growth of our human family? Invite that to nestle down into your heart space. Feel the back of your heart on the earth and let it rest. Om Namah Shivaya, Gurave, Satchit Ananda, Morteye, Nish Prapanchaya, Shantaya, Nira Lambaya, Tejase. May we all open to the knowing and the remembrance that we are divinely connected through breath, body, blood, tears, feelings, love. Namaste. You're welcome to stay where you are as long as you'd like. Big love.